Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. So today I will be going over 10 fragrances from 10 different fragrance houses that are my favorite. So my 10 favorite fragrances, does that make sense? Well, if it makes sense to you and you're interested, please keep watching. You are the best thing. I know I'm not resting till I tell the rest that day too is the best. 'Cause I'm no better than you and you're no better than me. So raise your hand, let me see. 'Cause the best is in all of we. Anyways, y'all, welcome to the channel. So today we'll be talking about my favorite fragrances from 10 fragrance houses. So I have 10 fragrances here from different fragrance houses, and they are my favorite from that house. So if you're interested, please keep watching. So before we get started with the video, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Roxanne, and this is Roxanne's Retreat. If this is your first time joining me, thank you and welcome. And if you've been here before and you've decided to come back, big up your whole self. I truly appreciate your continued support. Now, yes, as always, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the fragrances, the reason we're here, let's talk about my lippy. So today on my lips, I am wearing one of the lippies from Uma Beauty, part of the, what is it called? The Badass Icon range. I just love the name of this. I love the magnetic cap. I just love everything about it. I like the whole idea. So this color right here is like obviously like a purple kind of vampy, and the name of it is Lord Funmilayo. Forgive me, I'll pop it up on the screen. So this lady is an icon. She was a Nigerian educator that made waves. So I love this. I love this whole idea of the icon. So that's what I'm wearing on my lip today. And in terms of my scent of the day, I'm wearing this from Coach, and this is Coach Wild Rose right here. So it's quite pretty. It's a really, I would say it's like a really nice, pretty girl rose fragrance. There's red currant in the top, bergamot, and then there's rose in the middle, jasmine sandalwood, ambroxan, tonka bean, and moss in the base. So it is rose dominant, hence it's called Wild Rose. I like the bottle. I like the ombre effect, and you could find this anywhere. Macy's, Ulta, all of the places. It's a really nice everyday fragrance, I would say. It's nothing like groundbreaking or super special, but I enjoy it. It gives me about 6 hours on the skin, and yeah, it's just a really pretty fragrance. So that's my scent of the day, Coach Wild Rose. All right, so let's get into these fragrances. So first of all, I have to say that I got this idea from Anna Lauren. I will link her channel down below. I love her. She's funny. I love her facial expressions. I love the way she describes fragrances. So like I said, her name is Anna Lauren. And if you haven't subscribed to her, you should, because she's amazing. She's a lot of fun to watch and fun to listen to. So yeah, that's where I got this idea. So let's get started. I'm gonna just knock out the obvious ones first. So let's start with the house of MF. Let's start with MFK. All right, and if you've watched my channel, you already know who is number one. So my favorite fragrance from this house is Feminine Pluriel. I don't know what to say. I talk about this fragrance over and over again, ad nauseum. That's how much I talk about it. But yeah, just because I love it. So this is a really floral fragrance. It's an elevated floral fragrance, good for almost any occasion. You can wear this to work, date night, etc. I love the versatility of this fragrance, and I love the way it makes me feel. It makes me feel quite womanly, and I am womanly, but this just brings it up a notch. So there's iris, rose, violet, lily of the valley, vetiver, etc., etc. Beautiful fragrance from the house of MFK. This thing performs. I get compliments, sillage, you know, everything is on point. I love her. Like I said, this is probably my third bottle. I'm gonna keep buying her. That's all I gotta say, because she is the favorite from the house of MFK. Next up is another obvious one, because I just posted a video about this, and this is from the house of PDM. So from the house of PDM, Valaya, the new girl on the block. Look at the dent. Like, if you guys don't believe me, here it is. Never decanted, just worn. Oh my gosh, I love this thing. Valaya from the house of PDM. You guys already know, it just came in, stole my heart. You can wear this anywhere, anytime. To me, it's very refreshing. And as a fresh, musky fragrance, this girl, she lasts and lasts and lasts for days. Like, I was just so absolutely stunned and just pleasantly surprised by the performance of this fragrance. So yes, Valaya from the house of PDM. Aldehydic, there's a musk in here, orange blossom. So it's floral, it's, aldehydic, it's musky, it's everything. You could wear it in the heat, you're not wearing too much. You could wear it when it's cooler. Just try it. Valaya from the house of PDM. She's my number one. Alright, so next up I have my favorite fragrance from the house of Bond number 9. So when I did my Bond number 9 ranking, I think this one was number 2. But currently, at this moment in time as I am filming this, my number 2 has become my number 1. And the girl that I speak of is none other than Madison Avenue. Madison Avenue from the house of Bond number 9. She is versatile again. She is like sophisticated. It's a floral fragrance. There's some fruits in here, but the level of sophistication in this, it doesn't feel like a everyday run-of-the-mill fruity floral fragrance. There's some elevation to it. So it opens with apple, there's blackberry, in the middle there's rose, magnolia, and the base there's patchouli and Roxanne. Just a fragrance that I get tons of compliments, a fragrance that lasts on my skin 12 hours plus, okay? No joke, no lie. Not to mention on the clothes. Like, if I wear this thing and I take my clothes to the cleaners, like, it just, the whole bag, the clothes them smell like Madison Avenue from Bond number 9. So, yep, she is my current favorite. She's my current favorite from the house. So Madison Avenue from the house of Bond number 9 is number 1. Next up, let's talk about the house of BDK. So BDK, my favorite in my collection from the house of BDK is this right here, and this is Passé Soir. Passé Soir, which means in French, not tonight. Not tonight, honey. It's not going down tonight. This fragrance though, it's such a unique fragrance. It's a very unique fragrance in my collection. It's like a woody, warm, spicy kind of vibe. Like, there's ginger here in the opening, mandarin orange, there's quince, there's cashmere. It's just a fragrance that, and I know it's very polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. And I'm one of the people that just loves this fragrance. Passé Soir from the house of BDK. This is my favorite from the house, of course, in my collection. Now, it's so refreshing though. Like, you could, the quince, I feel like quince is a really refreshing note. Because when I think of all the fragrances that I have with quince, I think that it just feels like a nice shower, that you're getting a refreshing shower. Anyways, this fragrance, it gives me about 6 hours on the skin. It's quite versatile. I wouldn't wear it like on a date night, but I wear it to work, I wear it to run errands, I wear it. So yep, this is my number 1 fragrance from the house of BDK, and this is Passé Soir. meaning you're out of luck tonight. Next up, let's talk about the House of Byredo. So I have like, I want to say 8, maybe 9 fragrances from the House of Byredo. Yeah, I must really like Byredo. But yeah, I have about 9 fragrances from that house. And the number one, my favorite fragrance from the house, I know it's probably going to be unexpected, but it is La Tulipe. La Tulipe from the House of Byredo is my number one. My number one from that house. And what it is, it's just like exactly what it says. It's just like a really pretty floral fragrance. Of course, there's tulip in it. I think there's like pink tulip in the middle. But yeah, I get that pink tulip. I really don't get too much else. It is a kind of like a woody, so to me it's like a woody floral fragrance. I'm so embarrassed. I keep touching the edges because the edges are lifting. That's how much I wear it. Look at it. Almost done. But your girl have a backup bottle. I have a backup bottle somewhere. But yeah, La Tulipe from the House of Byredo. Now, whenever I wear this, I use the shower gel. I have the lotion, so I definitely layer it to kind of get more out of it. It's not like the loudest, most projecting fragrance in my collection, no. But most of my Byredo fragrances aren't. I just feel like maybe that's the message of the house. You know, it's just really light fragrances. They don't tend to last, but when I layer this with the lotion, etc., it gives me about 5 hours. I have no problems respraying this girl, because let me tell you, in the middle of the day, when your staff calls off and you just don't know what to do, spray some La Tulipe on you, man. That's all I can say. This is a gorgeous. It's a really pretty floral fragrance, appropriate for almost anything. I would not wear this date night, but I would wear it to work. I wear it to work. I wear it to run errands. And yeah. So yep, this is my number one fragrance from the House of Byredo, and it is called La Tulipe. Next, let's talk about the House of Kilian. So I probably have about 1, 2, 3. I can't count. Probably about 8 fragrances from the House of Kilian. So yeah, that's quite a bit from one house. But yeah, so my favorite from this house, it's probably gonna be a surprise, is Woman in Gold. Woman in Gold is my favorite fragrance from the House of Kilian that I have in my collection. Now, people don't speak about this fragrance too much at all. It's not a fragrance that's super popular, or I've heard many people speaking of in the fragrance community. But this one here is my top Kilian fragrance. It is citrus. To me, what I get is citrus and vanilla, and I enjoy it. It's a very refreshing fragrance. There's the vanilla brings out the sweetness. Like I said, the citruses, there's bergamot. It's just like you spray it on and you just feel refreshed. You feel gorgeous. And it's just really, unexpected. I love this fragrance. I love it. It gives me about 5 hours on the skin. I would wear this to work. I would wear this, to a quick dinner, nothing fancy. Just on an everyday hanging out with the girls, definitely would wear Woman in Gold. So yep, this is my number one from the House of Kilian. Next up, let's talk about the House of Amouage. So the House of Amouage, like, if you know anything about fragrances, you know that the House of Amouage is a tricky house. It is a house that, you shouldn't be sitting behind your laptop blind buying these Amouage fragrances, because they get a little tricky. So I have probably about 6 fragrances from the House of Amouage that maybe I blind bought one, but it was a success. Thank goodness. But yeah, my favorite from this house is Overture Woman. It may not look like a favorite right now because of the dent. It's a tiny dent. That's because this thing is powerful. This is a warm, spicy, boozy fragrance. So there's brandy in here, there's apple, there's leather in the base, but I don't really smell the leather because I'm not truly a fan of leather. Oh my gosh, oopsie! No one was hurt in the filming of the video. It was just the top that fell off, but look at the top, it's not broken. Anyway, so Overture Woman. This is a fragrance that I would wear on a date night. It's just like super sexy. It's a heavy hitting sexy fragrance in my opinion. I can't speak to the performance for more than 3 hours because I haven't really worn it like in the daytime, like to test it all the way out. I've worn this on date night, and date night doesn't last 6 hours, you know. Lasts a couple hours, maybe 3, and this has been very, very gorgeous. I get compliments. He likes this on me, and yep. So this is my number 1 from the House of Amouage, and this right here is called Overture Woman. Get your nose on it. Don't blind buy it. Anything from the House of Amouage, go into the store, get a sample, play with it before you commit, okay? Spray it on your skin because it's definitely different on paper. Again, Overture Woman from the House of Amouage. Next up, let's talk about the House of M. Micallef. So I have a couple fragrances from this house, I think 3 or so, but my number 1 from this house, and it's probably going to be no surprise, is this girl right here, Ylang in Gold. Ylang in Gold, and like this is the special edition bottle. I don't even see the regular bottle anymore, but this is the special edition bottle, and I had it engraved with the stage name, Foxy Roxy. I don't know if y'all could see that, but yeah. This is like sweet. It's a sweet vanillic. There's some coconut in here. It just transforms you to a very peaceful and serene place. Like you're laying, you're relaxing, you're feeling yourself, you're smelling yourself, and all is well with the world. I could, you know, envision laying on the beach. It's not a rough beach, it's a very calm beach, and the waves are coming up and they're breaking slowly. And I'm wearing Ylang in Gold because, oh my gosh, this is just super pretty. Vanilla, coconut, ylang, just all of the things. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. I would say it's a safe blind buy, but you have to love a sweet vanillic fragrances because that's what it pulls out on me. I do get some coconut, but it's not a whole lot. So yep, this is my number 1 from the House of M. Micallef, and it is Ylang in Gold. Next up, we have the House of Xerjoff. So Xerjoff is a house that can get a little tricky. I probably have 4 or 5 fragrances from the house, but my absolute favorite from the house is Acento Overdose. And I have the special edition Pride bottle, which, dude, you can't beat this. This is like a collector's edition. Look at her. Look at her. Oh gosh, I can't even do it. I was trying to do a Vanna White, but call it a fail. But yeah, Acento Overdose from the House of Xerjoff. So this is like a fruity white floral. So, you know, in the opening they said there's fruity notes, and then there's in the middle there's jasmine, lily of the valley. So it's a fruity floral. It pulls a little bit green in the opening on my skin, but then that kind of calms down, goes away, because thank goodness, because I'm really not into super green fragrances. But yeah, it kind of calms down, it goes away, and at the end of the day it leaves me smelling like it's just sweet and inviting and enveloping, compliment getting. It's not the most projecting fragrance though. Like people in your area, people in your space, in your circle will get that nice vibe. This I wear like to brunch or something in the daytime. It's just, if it's super hot, I like wearing this. You could pull it off then. It's not cloyingly sweet or anything like that. So yep, my number 1 from the House of Xerjoff is Acento Overdose. And maybe it's the bottle that's making it number 1. Who knows? But just take a moment. Just take in the bottle. Look at it. It is so gorgeous. And this girl right here She loves her a rainbow. Check out my nails. Anywho, Xerjoff Acento Overdose, my number one from the house. Okay, last but not least, I am going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Tiziana Terenzi. And again, it might be a surprise. I'm fighting with the bottle top. But yeah, this one is called Cabaria. Look at the bottle. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's from their anniversary edition or whatever. Oh my gosh. So this one right here is like a greenish kind of fruity floral. It is not super green or else it would not be in my collection. But let me tell you about this fragrance. First, let's talk a little bit about the notes. There's green apple, there's mint, grass, there's some ambergris, jasmine, heliotrope. Bunch of really nice notes. So it's like a green, fruity, floral fragrance. Now let's talk about the performance of this monster. When I first smelled this, I was at Neiman Marcus, and the lady was like, oh, have you ever smelled such and such from Tiziana Terenzi? And I'm like, sure, no, I haven't smelled that one. So she sprayed it on a blotter paper, and then she sprayed it on my skin. So I was like, oh, it's pretty. It smells good on the blotter. Smelled nice on my skin. I went about my day, went about my business. Put the blotter paper in my purse. Do you know, like 2 days later, this thing was still booming in my purse? Yeah, that was my indication that this girl here needed to come into the collection. And that she did. This is a fragrance that is going to last. We're talking about Tiziana Terenzi, so, you know, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but this is going to last 12 plus hours on your skin. It is a very pleasant fragrance. I get compliments with this. It projects, it leaves a sillage. Oh my gosh. So if you're into fruity florals that are a little bit green, check this one out. It is not just like a blah fruity floral. There's something, there's just a little bit more oomph in it. And I truly enjoy it. I truly enjoy it. So this one here beat out quite a few bangers, but this one is the number one fragrance in my collection from the house of Tiziana Terenzi. Okay, y'all, so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making this video. Like, it was super hard going through my fragrances and figuring out, like, okay, when I picked the 10 houses, it was like, ooh, which one's my favorite? You know, a few of them were easy, you know, the no-brainers, like MFK, but anyways, it was fun making the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you are subscribed, please make sure you hit that notification bell so that you'll know every single time I upload. Also, please follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to grow my Instagram followers, and I will definitely appreciate your support. We will put the handle up here somewhere. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.